What's up, everyone? It's Nathan Modern from Modern Games, solo developer of Invictus, Haunt and Seek, and Hockey Plus. Today, I want to talk a little bit about what makes a good virtual reality experience. I think a lot of people overcomplicate it, and even getting into game production, they want to make something. I think the classic is everyone wants to make a Grand Theft Auto, but and that's totally fine. Do it. I mean, I'm not going to be the person to tell you not to, that's for sure. Do it, exhaust yourself, and find your own limits, and just push yourself so you can see how things are made. You're going to overwhelm yourself, and you might want to quit a lot easier. But hey, that's just the way she goes. Or you can start. That's the way I did it, and if you can lift the weights, then you can lift the weights. Just keep pushing and keep learning, and that's it, right? But realistically, what I want to talk about is the simplicity of a good game. Pong was the first experience. That was very satisfying. Every time I go to an arcade and I play Pong with a friend, I honestly having a fantastic time, right? So there's something to be said about just the simplicity of a good game, right? So Mario, you're just a dude who 2D side scroller who jumps on things. You don't have like an RPG inventory system. So I want to talk a little bit about my game here, Hockey Plus. So when in virtual reality, one of the most popular games is Ping Pong 11 Ping Pong VR. And the reason why it's so popular is because it works well. Same with boxing. A lot of physically active games work very well in VR because it has to do with when you're thinking of game design, you're not thinking of statistics too much or those details that come in a text-based experience. We're bringing ourselves into the world. You're not looking at it from like a third-person perspective. You're in the world. So any game that you play in real life that you think is fun will probably translate into virtual reality. That is just a definitive experience, right? So you play a board game in virtual reality, that's a black and white experience, right? So another experience that is very great is just having a screen in front of you, turning your room into a giant theater. So Xbox, PlayStation, even Steam VR, those experiences are very good because you just connect to a screen, right? And you just have a floating screen in your room. So those are the two top experiences, in my opinion. Just simple flat and then simple physics-based games. Shooting games, the fact that you go into first person, I personally like, and then those mechanics of really knowing how to reload a gun, knowing what button does what, and knowing how to handle a firearm, and a lot of skills translate. So in a hockey game, those skills also translate. So I made, let's grab one of these sticks here and see what I've done with it. So you can see I've added colliders to grab. So this is a box collider on this stick with another box collider on the end. It's a very simple experience, and what the details come into tuning in the physics of the game to make it feel satisfying. So there's going to be a lot of jobs going into the future that are physics engineers to perfect the physics of virtual reality experiences. So if you're a VR developer, definitely getting into Unity's time frame over here and understanding the time step and the physics will definitely help more in virtual reality than any other game experience, unless you're making a text game in virtual reality, then you're not using physics at all. But going in line with the two top things, the number one, simple physics-based game like Pong. So I just have a collider here, and you hit a puck, which is another collider. Over here, I have different. The puck is okay. Some of them are boxes, and some of them I use mesh colliders. But realistically, using simple shapes will reduce computation. But if you want realism, you need to use mesh colliders. And like if you have a puck, you don't want a square on a puck. It's a circle, right? It's a pie essentially. So little biscuit. So the shape of the things that you're hitting definitely comes into account, and you have to take into account the calculations there, because mesh colliders definitely take up more. You see I just have a rigid body, and some XR grab interactables, and a bunch of network things. But other than the complicated network stuff, it really is just a rigid body and a collider. And I have a little script here. This mesh collider has a physics material called ice, right? And this is tuned. I use ChatGPT to rigorously measure the real physics of a ice surface, and then I would go in, test it, see if it was good, and then tune these numbers based on what I've played in hockey in real life. And that's how you can tune the physics of your game. All right, and these, you adjust the rigid body weight, the mass, the damping, and that's how you can get a real good feeling experience. In terms of like just starting out with like a catching game, like right now I'm working on a volleyball game, just getting certain bounce physics. I think mastering those things definitely help in making a solid feeling virtual reality experience. Golf Plus is a great virtual reality experience, has the most reviews on the MetaQuest store, and it's in the top position. So yeah, the game is just an assortment of a simple Pong games. You know, I just have different arenas, and it's just Pong. This hockey arena is Pong. Everyone gets their own little Pong stick, and the pucks are the Pongs. We'll go here. This is chess. See, chess is a good example, because if someone knows how to play chess, they'll just stand in front of it and just play chess with someone. You don't need to, like, yeah, you can make an AI to play with a player, which you can get into, but if you're making a multiplayer game, all you have to do is present it, and then the people will use it. You know, if you will get creative with it. That's what's cool about virtual reality, realistically. So I got some chess tables over here, simple air hockey table over here, you know, simple physics-based things, and just reusing that cylinder. Simple. I use a square at the bottom of this one, and then I would use a capsule collider, but obviously I'm using a mesh collider as well as a square. And then just very simple colliders, right? I'm not using mesh colliders. I'm using box colliders around these chess pieces, so it's not over calculating. And if you do stuff like that, you'll reduce your frame rates. You'll reduce CPU, GPU. You'll make a very fun experience. It's just a matter of getting creative, and I think, in my opinion, finding what you liked to do as a kid. It's going to be hard for newer generations, because that's going to be on a phone, mostly. Yeah, iPhone simulator. But anyways, so just think of fun experiences that you have in real life and try and translate that into virtual reality, and add some fun things like explosions and point systems, and just get creative, and you'll come up with a solid experience. I guarantee it, and people will love it. Invictus is getting 800 downloads a day right now, and it's just a simple, you just slice watermelons. That's insane. You know, it's just the simplicity works. All right, and I'm here to tell you that from the from the inside. Okay, subscribe if you want to learn more, and until next time, peace.